But first is...
Okay, let's go. Look, Torah Lech Lecha, page, Yud Beis, second column.
What did he do wrong today if he's wearing told?
Listen, it's now 7:01.
Middle of second column. Okay, yesterday we didn't learn too much inside. The Alter Rebbe is saying there's a mavdul ben kodesh l'chol, there's mavdul ben kodesh l'kodesh. If there would be a revelation of Elokus and everything would be bottled, then it wouldn't be any level of klipa whatsoever. Okay, so we're going to start like 15 lines from the end of the page. So he says, Tik and Zeo Gamkim B'chinas Hamila. And this fixing of the things that are going on during the week is the level of Mila. He actually Nimal Avram, because until Avram was circumcised, Hayashmei Avram, like until Avram, when did Hashem change his name? When he had a bris milah, Hashem said your name's going to be Avraham. Until then it was Avram. What does Avram mean? Av b'chinas reishis agili. Av means father. Chochma is called Av. Reishis is called Chochma. So Av means the beginning of Yesh Miyayin Shumaker Hashpa, which is the source of sustenance. That is called Av. Because Chochma is Me'ayin Timatzi, Chochma is Yesh Me'ayin. Vaya B'chinas Ram, Al Kol Goyim, and he was exalted above all nations, Mipnei Shaya Hayadei Masach. Because then it was only through the curtain that, again, because the nations didn't have any Kedusha. So it had to come through the curtain. By day Hamilan, through the level of Milo, he became Avraham. Av Hamayin Goyim. Not until, and then he was only Av. Why did Hashem change his name to Avraham? Av Hamayin Goyim is the leader of all nations of the world. That means he brought down that level of Av, Chochma, the beginning of Revelations, to all nations. L'heisiv is kalas nitzutzes. To add this, the uniqueness of taking out the sparks of Kedusha, that it should be a revelation of Kedusha, that the nitzos, the spark, will become closer. Okay, in other words, it says like this. The whole purpose of creation is to bring Kedusha into the world. That's what the Alter Rebbe said. How do you bring Kedusha into the world? By elevating the sparks of Kedusha. You remove the klipa, and then you reveal the sparks of Kedusha. We spoke about this last night in Tanya. So you remove the klipa, and then automatically this level of Kedusha is revealed. So basically, how do you reveal Kedusha in a world which is not Kedusha? By bringing the sparks of Kedusha closer to Kedusha by doing Torah mitzvahs. So he says, that concept of why Hashem created the world, the sakin, to fix, to spiritualize the world, that's the whole concept of Milah. Like you asked before, why didn't Hashem just create us circumcised? Because Hashem wants us to do bris milah. What's bris milah? There's the limb, the aven, the area of the milah. It's covered with a klipa. And what does Milah do? It removes the klipa and it reveals the kedusha of the limb, of the aven. So that's the whole concept of Milah. What is concept of Milah? Removing the foreskin, the klipa, and revealing the kedusha. So that's why Avraham Avinu was given this mitzvah of Milah, because the whole Aveda of, especially after the bris milah, Av Hamayin Goyim, was to have a connection to all nations of the world, to bring all nations of the world under, like he did. What did he? He went out and was brought going closer to oneness of Hashem.
Rabbi, everything that is kadosh is usually covered. The Torah is covered.
The reason why it's covered is two reasons. Number one, it is respect. Secondly, you don't want mundane things going on in the presence of Kedusha.
Right.
Huh?
So Mila is Kadosh.
One second, yes. Mo, how does this get to Mila? Mo is 2 words. It's 4 letters. Mem, Yud, Lamed, Hey. So it's Mol, Yud, K. Right? Take the first and third letter is Mem, Lamed, and then you have Yud, K. What does Mol mean? Mol means to reveal. What do you mean to reveal? Ki Mol, Lashim, Memalala. Mol comes to the word Aramaic, Memalala, which is the Aramaic for the word speech. Dibur is Vayidaber Hashem Moshe lo kantargum unkus. Umalala Hashem Moshe. Hashem spoke to Moshe. Mal is revelation. Shamadibur megalis achacham niyasacham. Here it says mekerach alapayil. Chachma goes from the potential to the action. Umeyahelim elagilui. So therefore, again, what was the avodah of Avram Avinu? Revealing Elokus in the world. How? By removing the klipa. And therefore Avram Avinu was given the mitzvah of Mila. And that's when his name was changed to Avraham. It was changed to Avraham. Lochein, therefore, la'os lavid echsiv. Az epech alam safa berura. Then when it says all the nation will have this clear tongue, meaning all of Kedusha, and everybody will see that Hashem speaks. What do you mean everybody will see that Pi Hashem Diber? It means that when Mashiach comes, there's going to be a revelation. It's going to be the level of Dibur, meaning Elukus is going to be revealed. The Goyim will see the revelation of Elukus.
Not in all the mitzvot you see. The kashrut you see, you are very klipa. The tefillah you see. What do you see with the tefillin?
You elevated the parchment, the ink, the boxes. Lulav, you elevate the lulav and the esrig. You're lighting Shabbos candles, you elevate the wax, the oil, whatever. You're elevating all those physical things. In addition to that, now we learned last night in Tanya, that the Rebbe says the Nefesh Habamis also becomes elevated. Because who's doing the mitzvah? The body is dictated by the Nefesh Habamis. The Nefesh Habamis is functioning in the body. Correct? That means when the Nefesh Habamis is taking the hand and giving tzedakah, or putting on tefillin, or lighting Shabbos candle, no matter what it is, the Nefesh Habamis is doing a mitzvah. So at that moment, the Nefesh Habamis is one with Hashem. The problem is, like we mentioned, that a minute later you could do something wrong. By a tzaddik, it's 24/7. But at the time you do a mitzvah, you're elevating the physical object. And Alter Rebbe said, when we just didn't get to last night in Tanya, that even verbal mitzvahs, what are you elevating then? He says it's still an action. Verbal articulation, Avamaisa, is an action. You're elevating your physical mouth, your physical body, your physical powers. Any mitzvah, positive mitzvahs. Negative mitzvahs is a different story. Negative mitzvahs don't bring Kedusha into the world. That's why there's no bracha on negative commandments. When you say, Shekitshanu b'mitzvah, you're not bringing Kedusha into the world. If, God forbid, you would sin, then you're strengthening evil. Because in order for Kedusha to win, you got to strengthen Kedusha and weaken evil. Right? You got to do things. You got to strengthen Kedusha and weaken evil. So if you don't do evil, evil is not getting any nourishment. When a person does evil, God has to show them, they strengthen the evil with unlimited power. So then the enemy gets stronger. Hamas gets stronger. Because you're fueling it. But there's no Kedusha by a negative mitzvah. But a positive mitzvah, no matter, the only question is, those mitzvahs that you haven't thought. But there's no real action mitzvah that you actually have than the mitzvah's thinking. Even learning Torah, to verbally say it. The thinking is just how to verbally articulate it. But you don't really have a positive mitzvah that's thinking. Is words. If you read the davening, you open a siddur, and you're...
Like today this morning.
you're not Yetzer davening. If somebody takes a siddur to bench, Birchat HaMazon, yeah? And they didn't get a mitzvah davening. I'm benching. Mitzvahs have to be verbally articulated. There's no mitzvah that comes to mind that is really only in thought. Mitzvah is to think. You have a question. No, you have Emunah. L'chayla is not verbal. Avas Hashem is not verbal. But even those things, the Emunah is not stam Emunah. I believe in God and I don't do anything about it. Emunah also has to come into action. Avos Hashem has to come into action. Guy's going to tell his spouse, I love you very, very much, the most of the world, but I'm not doing nothing for you. Doesn't work. Huh? No taking out the trash. It's not going to go too far. I love you. If it doesn't come into action, it's worthless. So you don't have a mitzvah actually, besides Emunah, the chinuch, who's a rishon, who goes through, the enumerates the mitzvahs, he calls them the sheish mitzvahs, he calls them the sheish arei mikla, but he calls them the sheish mitzvahs tediris. There's 6 mitzvahs which are continuous mitzvahs. Avos Hashem, Yirus Hashem, Emunas Hashem, those mitzvahs are 24/7. It's tefillin you put on once a day. It does, okay, I have Emunah once a day. It's Avos Hashem once a day, There's 6 mitzvahs that are constant. But even those mitzvahs are only mitzvahs when the heart feels it and it's... In fact, the only thought in a negative way which is punishable, and only Hashem could punish because only Hashem knows thoughts, are thoughts of Avodah Zarah. If somebody thinks about idol worshipping, so then they're punished even for thought.
We don't have it.
What? Are you crazy? Nothing present. People worship money. People worship cars. People worship sports. What else do you want me to say? There's a lot of idols today. Not statues that you bow down to. But there are not statues. There's a lot of things people bow down to. That's idol worshiping. People worship their body. Let's not get personal.
Rabbi, I was stuck with my exercise and going to that explicitly.
So you're mamish tzaddik.
No,
But you're still not going to run the first minyan.
I recommend him.
V'gilu zeh l'maylo. And this revelation is called Chashmal. In the Nevuah of Yecheskel, that we read on the first day of the first day of Shavuos, it speaks about V'yisikeda Chashmal. Now, in modern day Hebrew, Chashmal is electricity. Why is Chashmal electricity, which many Gedolei Yisrael were very opposed of this, using the word Chashmal for electricity? Why? Because it refers to a revelation of godliness. So they call Chashmal electricity, because you get lights and all that stuff.
like Merkava for the
But
tank.
Chashmal is a very holy level. And here the Alter Rebbe is going to say, the Alter Rebbe is going to say Chashmal is 2 words. Chash, mal. Shlomo Melech says in Keller, there's a time to talk, there's a time to be quiet. Chash means silence. Mal means to talk. Chashmal means there's a time for Helam and there's a time for Gilui.
That's exactly how electricity works.
You're brilliant.